So what are you thinking, girl?
Nothing really.
No?
What are you thinking?
You want to say anything?
About, like, what?
About the situation?
I mean, it's obviously, like, the shittiest situation done in the shittiest way.
You're right.
I know what there is to say at this point.
Well, you know that veto was never going to be used, right?
I know we've been told different things by everyone, so not sure what to believe.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. I think it's pretty obvious that it was never going to be used.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I won't know until I see for sure.
Yeah.
I do think that, I don't know, I think a lot of people lied to us about a lot of things. And yeah, I mean, everything was done in probably the shittiest way, and that's what makes it bad.
Right.
Because it's a game, but it doesn't need to be like that. So,
well,
that's why I don't have much to say about the situation.
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
Because I think almost everyone that we spoke to lied to us that day.
On the day of?
Both.
On the veto?
Like, this whole situation, I think everything we've spoken about, like with almost everybody, was probably partially, if not entirely, a lie. You know? And like, everyone can say, no, it's not, but in the reality, we know that everyone else was running into rooms saying whatever each other wanted to hear, and we're like, okay, like, this is the situation then.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I'm pretty confident that the HOH is tie.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't know, I'm pretty, like I'm pretty sold on that.
You think it is?
Yes.
It's not, though.
I think it is.
Why?
I just think it is.
It's just not. It's not. Like, it really isn't.
What makes you say that?
I just know that it's not, just because, like, first of all, he would told me. Second of all, I know that his, I know what his slot picks would have been, and it wouldn't have been that. Like, he would have been, like, he would have been smarter with the slot picks. Like, we would have been on slot. You know what I mean? And that's and that's just something that would just make sense in that situation. Like, if this was a framing, why would he frame himself? Like,
I don't think that the slot picks looked like it was tie. I think the whole situation does.
You think?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I'm going off of absolutely nothing here, right?
Yeah.
But if I had to, like, take a guess.
But why would tie put you guys up?
I don't know, and that's what I'm saying. I feel like everyone has just kind of been, like, doing smoke and mirrors to us.
I don't think that was in our best interest, though. So why would Ty do that? And if the slot picks don't line up and putting you guys up isn't in our best interest, then...
I don't think the slot picks really lined up no matter who you said it was. I think the slot picks were just kind of...
Random?
Nasty.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Right. So you think Ty would put you on slop and the block?
I think that whoever did it maybe didn't realize how ruthless it kind of was until it happened, and everyone was like, shit, like, whoa.
Right.
I don't think they realized that it was coming across as badly as it was.
Right.
So I'm not, like, holding a grudge against that. But
they probably realized in that moment that it was shit.
But I don't think the slot picks were indicative of anyone.
Right. Me neither.
I think it was a shitty thing. I don't think they realized in the moment that it was a shitty thing. But I don't think that they necessarily point to anyone specifically. Okay. You could make a case for everyone. You could have said it was me or Braden, and we did it so that you know, whoever we were putting up wouldn't have been on slot.
Right.
You could say it was Vic because she had the slot pass, but she's not even using it.
Right.
You could say it was fucking Tara.
Yeah.
You could say it was anyone.
You could. There's a case for everybody, and no one's going to admit to it.
I mean, I'm not telling you who my guess is to like be like, oh yeah, totally. Like I know he's your type friend this game. I know if it was you saying I think it's Brayden, I'd be like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not saying it for any reason. Like at this point, I've been dealt a shitty hand in the shittiest way, so I'm just being blunt.
Right. No, that's all you can be, really.
So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you're going to believe what you want, but I can confidently tell you that it's not Ty. But, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter at this point.
So who is it then?
I don't know. I don't know who it is. But I know that it's not myself, and I know it's not Ty, and I know it's not Beth. And that's a fact.
Okay.
And I could swear on more shit if you want.
I don't think it's you or Beth.
Yeah. I mean, it's not Ty. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. I know for a fact, number one, you guys wouldn't be up if it was Ty. Number two, you wouldn't be on slop if it was Ty. And number three, we would all not be not on slop if it was Ty. Like, it just makes no sense. And I just feel like he would have, maybe he wouldn't have told me, but I would have gotten more of a
inkling.
He wouldn't have been like, I've never seen him more stressed about going up than the night before that HOH, that nomination. Yeah. So like, it's just kind of telling that. I don't know. At this point, it's just like, it's obviously it's in, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a tough situation. Yeah. Are you like going to try, or what's your plan here?
I mean, obviously, like I told Beth, and I've told everyone else who's asked me, I said, like, I'm not going to campaign against Brayden. Yeah. Because that would make absolutely no sense. All I can really say is, obviously, I'm here to play, and I play hard. I think I've made that clear. In every challenge, I've done well. Like, you know, I'm a strong girl. I'm a strong player. And I think if I was here, I'd make it far. Right. So that's either something people are going to want around, or they're going to be afraid of. Yeah. You know? Yep. That's where I'm at. Right.
Okay. That makes sense. You know? That makes sense. That makes sense.
At this point, and just how like my past few weeks have gone, I don't know who to trust. I don't know who's telling me the truth and who's not. Right. I have to assume everyone's not. Yeah. With where I'm at right now. Yeah. I've been on the block for probably like a week and a half at this point. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? And even more so, there was a way out this week, and we were told that absolutely nobody was on board with that way out. Yeah. So, that's the reality of the situation. And, you know, if I am here, I'm going to play super hard, which I think is always exciting to have around. But if I'm not, then, you know, I'm not going to be upset because I'm glad that Brayden's here too. Right. That's the truth.
I think that's a good mentality, honestly.
And that's why I'm being so blunt and honest, because I'm like, hey,
you have nothing to lose.
I'm either going to make it here and continue to, you know, fight hard and do my best, or I'm not. So I might as well just say what's on my mind.
Yeah. Might as well get it out there. There's no point of hiding anything. Yeah. Yeah, I just feel like I feel like that was a tough situation for Ro to be in, just because the unknown kind of outweighed the known in that sense. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't know what would happen if one of you came down. Yeah. So it puts him in a situation where someone goes up, that stays, and then now they come for him because he used it. You know? Yeah. Blindly.
I mean, obviously, I think if anyone was even down to try, that would have spoken volumes to how people felt about me and Brayden. Right. But that wasn't the case. Yeah. So, we're here. We got to deal with it. Yeah. And at this point, like, what can be said to change it? Nothing.
Right. Right.
I'm sorry, I'm being very blunt.
No, I know. That's how it is. And like, And yeah, I mean, I'll be blunt too. Like, could we have tried harder? Probably.
Yeah. Like,
But
to put it in perspective, I guess, as to where I'm at, is if it were you and Ty in the situation and we had the same conversation we'd have right after the thing, saying, like, if there's a way out, we're all on board, 100%. We're going to make it work.
Right.
You know? And then you ended up still where Brayden and I are, I think you'd feel a type of way.
Oh, yeah. I think so.
You'd be like, so what was all that?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes sense.
And you can't even realistically point the finger.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why I was so upset yesterday, because I was just like, oh, I have no one. Sick. You know?
Yeah. I think for me, it's like, that would have been something I pushed hard for if I was more.
Yeah, but wouldn't that have gained so much security?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. Because I feel like it's just been, I don't know, it's just been since that week too. Like, I feel like you haven't trusted me. You know what I mean? And like, although you can say you have, I don't think you have. And I think that,
I mean,
that's an issue.
Brayden and I both made a conscious effort to try to build that. And then in conversations, it felt like we were either being like interrogated of like, where's your head at? What's happening? Or it was just very like, no one was telling us anything. Things that we thought that we were going to be in on, we weren't.
Right.
You know, so we were like.
Well, that in that case, it would be because it looked like you had chosen your side.
I mean, we hung out with Kyle and Ro. They were both on the block. So that doesn't make like sense to choose the side where one of the sides are going home.
Right.
No one was really hanging with them, so we're just like, you know what, like we enjoy them as people, genuinely.
Yeah.
But like we tried that whole week to come and have conversations with you guys, cement something. We told you what we were open to. We told you that we thought we could make it all together. And we were being honest when we said, if the two of us are separated, you and Ty are the biggest targets in the house. You're already big targets in the house.
Yeah.
But getting rid of the two of us, like, it makes it tenfold.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Because you're not even in, like, just a duo. You're kind of in a trio.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, we can, whatever. I can deal with that when it comes. But I just was having issues with, like, the discrepancy between what you told me and what Kyle tells me. Like, I mean, you said that you don't talk game at all with them, but that can't be true.
It wasn't that we didn't talk game at all, but we weren't talking game in the sense of like, okay, this is our plan going forward for our, you know what I mean?
But Kyle said you did.
Everyone has game talks, but it wasn't like that.
Yeah, I don't know. But Kyle pretty much said that, like, you were in alliance without having a name.
I don't know that that would be like something that makes sense, but okay.
I don't know. Like, it just looked like that visually. And then him saying that, it kind of like reiterates it.
Yeah, but it was the same thing where I was saying visually it looked like when Kiefer was HOH and you guys were in his room 24/7 and he said that it's up to you guys who goes up next to Kyle. And then I go up. Visually it looked like you guys were saying, yeah, put Austin up.
Right.
Visually.
Yeah, visually. It's fair.
So it's the same situation.
I guess, but yeah.
And Kiefer told me point blank that that's how he was deciding, and then that's what happened. I'm like, okay, here I am. So maybe words and actions are aligning.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like all of this could have been avoided if like week 2 wasn't taken so harshly.
It's not that it was taken so harshly. I mean, it sucked for me.
But why did it suck so bad?
Because here I was like, okay, I have like this 4-person thing. I really want to work with these people. I really trust them. Like, we're going to just be in this game, tell each other everything. Like, it's going to be great. And then literally on my HOH, when I feel like that would be when your alliance talks to the most, I'm about to get blindsided by not only the entire house, but like 3 people that I really, really, really trusted for something that seemed so easy.
Right.
So I'm like, if they're prepared to flip on me for something easy, what's going to happen down the line when things get tough?
Right.
And I think that would be unfair to say that any one of you wouldn't have thought the exact same thing.
I think in a sense, yes, but I also know that this game needs to be played forward thinking, and like I wouldn't be holding on to it for so long.
I wasn't holding on to it in a deep way, but obviously I had to tread carefully and be wary.
Yeah, I'd definitely be wary, but like, I don't know.
And when I did try to establish it after the fact, it didn't seem like you guys were gung-ho about it either.
Well, we were just worried about like...
Okay, so you were worried and I was worried.
Well, yeah, but it's just like if you... first of all, I don't feel like that situation warranted the amount of distrust that you had in us. Because it wasn't our idea. Mm-hmm. We were basically the ones that shut it down because our votes would have made it happen. And it wasn't even directly impacting you. So like when you say flip on you...
But it kind of was.
But how? Because you were never at risk.
Well, because he literally stood in front of the entire house and said, she is my target.
Yeah, but you
think
Josh...
Me? He could have. The next HOH was very, like, chancy. Vic won 3 times before she actually hit a buzzer by default.
Yeah.
That was very chancy. Even the next one was shuffleboard. I had no idea I could do shuffleboard. I had no clue.
Yeah.
I thought it was Tina or Kyle's at that point because they both are great at pool, and I'm like, this kind of seems similar.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I don't know.
It's just like I was so out of the loop.
Yes, I think you were for sure.
And I'm like, I thought I was in the loop with people, and I'm not.
Yeah.
So I was stressed.
Yeah.
And then I continued to not be in the loop.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, that was like a weird situation where the talks really started the day of.
Yeah.
And it was almost like so hectic that, like, I don't even know, like speaking to you wasn't even really an option because of the timing.
Yeah.
And also our disinterest in doing it. So it almost seemed like it wasn't even a thing.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah.
I mean, I do agree, like 100% we should have talked to you in that moment.
Yeah.
And told you that there's this potential thing happening.
Yeah.
And yes, again, like I've apologized in the past and I do apologize for that. I just wish that I wish that it could have been forgotten, kind of, you know what I mean? Like, cause I just feel like we like had the ability to just kind of move on and have this strong trust. And I think that from that moment, it's not even that I didn't trust you, I just thought you didn't trust me.
Well, that's the thing, like, I tried to come to you and say, like, okay, let's build on this. And then I got the vibe that no one was really fully on board with it, and then there was nothing done to be like, oh yeah, we're totally about this.
Right.
Because I wasn't getting information, I wasn't being included in conversations. It was kind of just like like, we're good?
Well, this is when we were worried that you were with Kyle.
If you guys are worried and you're not trusting me and I'm not getting any information and we're not talking, then what am I to think?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's a situation where like neither of us had power, so there was no way of really showing any kind of loyalty.
I know.
So it was like, right now we're just going off of what we're saying.
Exactly.
Whereas we don't know, like, if you win, like, we don't know what you're going to do.
Exactly.
If we win, you don't know what we're going to do. Like, it's just like a weird miscommunication there. I feel like what it would have taken would be one of us winning and the other people not being touched. Right?
Yeah.
To go. But, I mean, I think with the Kiefer decision, that wasn't our decision. You did go up on his hand.
And I told you point blank that he's the HOH.
Yeah.
I've been told that this is what's happening, and I'm choosing to believe that that's not the case.
Right.
And I told you that multiple times.
Right. And like when multiple people coming to us saying, let's flip on Austin, we didn't do it. Like, you know what I mean? So that's like my showing loyalty. And this is another reason why Ty is not the HOH, because him and I were very on board with making sure you stayed. So I just don't see how that would make sense, because we genuinely had that conversation the night when we didn't even know who the HOH was, and I don't know about you, but I don't know if you could have looked at Ty on that couch right there and thought that he was the HOH when we are trying to like, because we thought you guys were the HOH. So like we know that no one in here was. So we're just trying to make sure that we're strong moving forward for whatever happens. So that was like a real conversation. Like we didn't want to put you guys up.
I think the struggle is that like, if it's not you, Ty, or Beth, and I'm not sitting here saying like it is or it isn't, but if it's not, and you know, obviously Rohan comes and talks to you guys, there was a solution. There was a way out. Because then I would have likely been the one that was taken off the block because of whatever, and we would have had me, Beth, you, and Ty.
But what if one of us went up?
I don't think that would have happened.
But that's an assumption. And it's an invisible HOH. What if someone really wanted one of you two to go and would have done anything to make sure it happened?
But thinking about the options of people who it could have been, would you or Ty have gone up? Likely not.
Why not?
There's literally, if it's not me and it's not Brayden, obviously, it's not Kiefer, it's not Tara, it's not Tina, it's not you or Beth. At least Ty and Vic.
Ty, Vic, and Ro?
And Ro.
And, I mean, I don't know why you read off Tara, but...
Because it doesn't make sense for it to be Tara.
Why?
It literally makes no sense.
All she talks about is taking big shots.
It literally doesn't make sense for it to be Tara.
Why?
I don't think she would come out literally minutes after and be like, oh yeah, it was a tiebreaker. This is what I got. This is how many I was away. And then this was my guess. Why would you do that? Day of. Invisible HOH. It like literally does not make sense.
I don't know. I don't know why you would, but I mean...
It does not make sense to me.
Okay.
Doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, it doesn't make sense to me why Ty would put you guys up, so... There's a lot of things that don't make sense.
It didn't make sense to me either.
Exactly.
But like there's just been like a lot of even subtle things I've kind of pointed to it.
But it's like Ty came out, instantly told me his number, instantly told me he was counting rocks that were falling off the side. So how does he come up with that lie so fast? He told me his number instantly.
He didn't tell anyone else. He was very standoffish. He was very smiley and happy. He seemed kind of chill.
That's just how he is, though. You know him. Like,
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I have to think about this as someone who is on the block, locked into the block.
Right. Yeah. No, you definitely have to look at... Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like, you can look at this from where you're sitting and be like, oh, like, I don't think it's, like, Ty, my best friend in this game, like, da-da-da. I'm sitting from it from a completely different angle than you. I'm having completely different conversations than you. I'm seeing completely different things. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we'll ever really know who it is, but I guess the only question is, like, what does that do for you?
Doesn't do anything for me. What do you mean?
Like, knowing who it is.
It narrows down who would have put me in this spot.
But does that help you?
It allows me to at least have questions. It brings up the question of, was anything I was told prior factual, or was it just all smoke and mirrors? I mean, I think if you were in this position, you'd want to know.
Yeah.
Right?
I would definitely want to know.
Absolutely.
But I would also like I think I'd be working harder to get out of the situation than I would be to try to find out who put me in the situation. You know what I mean?
I'm not trying hard to find who put me in the situation. I'm saying this is what my guess is.
Yeah.
I'm not like on the hunt.
Does that impact how you campaign? Who it is?
I don't think so.
Right, because it shouldn't, right?
Why would it?
I don't know. So why do you want to know?
Just general curiosity. Someone put me in a shitty situation in a very shitty way.
Right.
I think you'd want to know.
Yeah, you definitely want to know. But I just think that, like, knowing doesn't help your situation.
Yeah, no kidding.
But if you get out of the situation, then knowing would help how you move forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? But first step should just be getting out of the situation.
We're in agreement.
Yeah. Like, obviously, if I'm in that situation, I want to know who did me dirty. I'm pissed.
Absolutely.
I'm absolutely cheesed.
Yeah.
But
and, like, we were pretty isolated yesterday.
Yeah.
People were, like, very awkward around us, weren't really looking us in the eye. Like, and on top of that, like, we felt really burned. Like, that sucked a lot. Because emotionally, it's hard to be next to your best friend, like literally my best friend. And then to have everyone tell us, you know, there's a way out, we're all on board, and then it doesn't happen. And we were put on slop. Like, that feels like shit.
Yeah, that's a triple whammy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super shit.
Yeah. I completely agree.
So then to sit there yesterday and everyone's being awkward, not looking us in the eyes, like being weird, we're like, well, fuck, okay. Like, how do you not feel like shit? I was literally crying all day yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I would never have done that to anybody, I'm not going to lie. But
I don't think you would.
Whoever did that is a savage for sure.
Yeah, I don't think you would.
I wouldn't.
And I still don't think it was completely intentional how shitty it was. I think they did it thinking it was a thing.
Right.
And then when everyone was like, shit, they were like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which would mean that whoever it is would hide it even harder.
Yeah, like 100%.
Because they don't want to.
100%.
They don't want to be known as that kind of savage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty shit situation, honestly. Yeah, I mean, so like, so you're saying that Ro told you that we just didn't want him to use it? Or
Yeah.
that's what he told you?